Out there, between the nature of the content of this video and the fact that it is literally almost that time of the month for me, I may or may not get emotional in this video. What's up guys, it's Neselle. Thank you so much for taking the time to tune into this video. So as you can tell by the setting of this video, it's something a little bit different. I am literally just sitting on the floor, I have no makeup on, I'm just sipping on some coffee here, I'm just chilling in a hoodie. Like, this is just a video that I want to start incorporating more onto my channel. It's just as real as it can possibly get. There's no real setup here. Like I said, I'm not in my work setup and I have no makeup on. Like, this is just me talking to you guys, and I feel like this is a good opportunity for you as my viewers to get to know me more, and I just hopefully in some way can also help you guys out, encourage you, and motivate you in some way. I know with this specific video, not as much, depending on if you're going through a similar situation that I'm going through, but that's just what I hope to achieve in these types of videos. So I don't know what I'm gonna call this segment yet, but hopefully I can think of something. So as you can tell by the title, I'm going to be talking about something that, depending on how new you are to my channel, it's nothing new. I constantly say it in my videos, and that is hubs deployment. Specifically, I'm gonna be talking about dealing with deployment during the holidays, because that is unfortunately what we both had to deal with. So this video isn't necessarily an advice type of video. I know there are other more beneficial videos with ladies who are more experienced in this type of situation. This is my first situation, first time that I've ever gone through this, or that we've both ever gone through this, so I have like no experience other than what I just went through. It's just basically gonna be me telling you guys my personal coping mechanisms and just how I dealt with it. So for those of you who don't know, Hubs was deployed, and he still is deployed, and I couldn't disclose the location just because, you know, security reasons, but I just confirmed with him the other night that I can disclose the general country. So he was deployed to Afghanistan. I think like the number one emotion that I felt throughout this deployment journey, especially during the holiday season, was worry and stress. Like worry/stress because of the nature of where he's in and just everything about it. Like, of course, your loved one is not with you physically and you're not there to really like see everything, so of course you're gonna worry about his safety, and that was just it, like just worry and stress. And to combat all of this stress, I had such a difficult time doing that. I'm not gonna lie, YouTube was one of my #1 escapes. Like, YouTube was a platform for me to divert my attention from the stress to something else much more productive. It really helped me. Like, for all of you who personally reach out to me and just constantly talk to me and encourage me and just check in on me, like, you really have no idea how much it means to me. I genuinely appreciate all the support and love that you all send our way, and really I wouldn't be like sitting here with you guys if it weren't for you. I know that sounds really cliche, but I'm being dead serious. So aside from YouTube, of course, the #1 distraction that I had was school. For those of you who don't know, I never mentioned this really, but I am a student still. I am in my last semester of college. I don't go out, like I really don't go out. That used to be my scene. I used to go out to the bars and to the clubs a lot, especially when I just turned 21, but I grew out of that scene. Like, I don't really go out as much anymore. Like I said, I don't go out at all, really. And as far as friends go, like, I really don't have friends. Like, I want to say I have, like, 3, aside from, you know, like, immediate family. Like, I have, like, 2 or 3. So it's like, and they don't really live near me, so it really was just like, I really did feel alone. Like, I felt very alone, and it really helped that we were able to communicate every day, like basically every day. There were a couple of times where, of course, like you just couldn't talk. So the fact that we were able to communicate every day, or daily I should say, like really helped out with that. Because I just felt very alone, I had moments, especially in the beginning, like in the beginning of everything, we both knew that that was going to be the hardest time, because you know, you're still adjusting to it. So that in and of itself is very difficult, along with school. But when the holidays hit, when Thanksgiving and Christmas hit, because him and I both love Christmas, like we breathe and die Christmas, like we love Christmas, that's our favorite holidays. And knowing that, you know, we weren't going to be with each other, we weren't going to be with family, it was very difficult. And that was the most difficult part, not only for me, but of course like his family and my family. Like everyone around us just felt that emptiness, and it was just extremely difficult. And even like upon filming, like first filming in like October, like the beginning of October, when I mentioned that he deployed and everything, like you saw in some of my videos, I got emotional. Like I actually had to take some time off camera and just cry it out. Like I said, this was the first time that I ever have gone through this, and I'm so glad to say, and I'm so grateful to say, this is going to be the last. We don't have to deal with this ever again, because he's not enlisted for life or anything. It's not his career. He's actually done after this year, like in 2020 he's done. After this, it's it. That's it. It's done. It's temporary. So that was something that I constantly had to keep reminding myself, especially during the times when I really just was like destructive, like self-destructive. And I mean self-destructive and like, you know, internally, like just going insane and just really stressing myself out with like each and every single possible thing. In reality, what it comes down to is your mindset. Like you have the ability to choose whether you want to be miserable about the given situation, or just accept it and just realize that this is only temporary and it's not forever, and you can use this as a stepping stone to, you know, strengthen your relationship. So that's how I took it as, that's how I perceived this whole thing. And so I chose the latter. I chose to just look at this as a learning experience for both of us. As crazy as it may sound, there was a benefit to this situation, and that's the fact that it also helped me grow individually. Because I spent all of this time by myself, I spent a lot of time just growing. I spent a lot of time pondering and just really like looking internally at myself and who I was, and I was just maturing and growing up in aspects where I knew I needed to grow up in, and just constantly improving like the person I was, and I still am improving. We're all a work in progress. No matter how old you are, you're always improving yourself. So it just really helped me out in that aspect, and I feel like when he comes back, like we're gonna be much better than we ever were. There is so much to look forward to when he comes back. Like we have our wedding to look forward to, and we're moving out this year. Like there's just so much opportunity for growth with this relationship, and just both of us like as individuals, like it's just amazing. And I truly feel like it's not something that we could have ever like achieved really if we didn't go through this time apart. Now I'm not saying that, you know, by like if this was a choice, of course, like no one willingly chooses to be apart from their significant other, you know what I mean? But that's what making the best out of the situation comes in. Also, what really helped me out was just accepting. Like acceptance was a big thing. There were a lot of times when, you know, I would go out and do some Christmas shopping and stuff, and I would see all these couples together. Even Candle Day, like when my mom and I went to Candle Day at Bath and Body Works, like I saw a lot of couples. I was like, their wives definitely dragged their husbands out of bed just to do Candle Day shopping, and it just, moments like that really hit me, and they really got to me and affected me, and they really made me sad. Like I was very sad, because it was always a matter of, I wish George was here, I wish he was here, that should be us, like that type of thing. And it sucked. Like, don't get me wrong, it sucked a lot and I did a lot of crying and I felt angry at times. I really did. As weird as that may sound, I did feel angry. I felt angry because of the situation that we were going through and the circumstances that I was in. But instead of beating myself up for feeling those things and instead of suppressing them, I allowed myself to feel that way, and I realized that it was okay. Like, it's okay to feel these emotions that I was feeling, and you know, whatever I was feeling, it was validated, and I never allowed myself to think otherwise. And that also has to do with daily communication. I feel like the fact that we were able to communicate almost every day really helped us grow and focus on that communication aspect of our relationship. Regardless of what I was feeling, regardless of what he was feeling, we were always so willing to help each other out through those feelings, and a part of that was to be okay with it. Like, just to be okay with how you're feeling, but also understanding and realizing that, you know, remembering the bigger picture. There is a bigger picture to this. It's not just the now. It's not just this tiny little aspect of the bigger picture. So yeah, I think that's all I wanted to talk about. I apologize if it seemed a little bit all over the place, but I kind of didn't really have a structure to how I wanted to, you know, film this video. It was just a matter of me talking, and that's exactly what I did. Ultimately, I guess how I managed to cope with it was, it just came down to the decision. It came down to whether I wanted to be miserable about the situation, and again, the fact that he wasn't here during Christmas, or the fact that we didn't spend our birthdays together, or the fact that we didn't kiss on New Year's at midnight. Like, I could choose to be miserable and so upset and bitter about those things, or I can just choose to accept that, you know, he wasn't here for any of those, but just be reminded that for the rest of the holidays, for forever, we'll be together. So it was just a matter of just keeping that mindset on my head and just surrounding myself with, again, family. Both his family and my family were very supportive. He will be home before we know it. Valentine's Day is the last holiday care package that I will be sending his way, so I'm very excited. But yeah, so I hope this video wasn't too boring or too chatty. Thank you all so much for taking the time to watch this video and for just continuing to keep him in your prayers and just constant checkups and check-ins on how I'm doing. I really appreciate all of your loving words and encouragement. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna go ahead and go. My dad just made banana muffins and I can smell them and they smell mouth-watering, so I'm gonna go eat that, and I will see you guys in my next video. Peace.